It's a lazy world out there. Blind people lost in cares. Fools gathered everywhere. But I don't care about that, 'cause I'm locked and loaded and I'm going to the show now. I walked away from the new age. I flow straight through a portal. I'm catching the plane. There's people everywhere, and I got 100,000 stairs. And I'm off to LA. I won't do nothing new, 'cause I got a soul, and so do you. If I was exactly like you, I'm off to LA. It could be a crazy thing to do, and in everyone, everywhere, I'm riding in silence. I stopped into a bar along the way. I got 100,000 stairs, and there's people everywhere. And I'm off to LA. Crazy world out there, 'cause the fools are gathered and they're chanting like, I don't care about that, 'cause I'm locked and loaded and I'm going to the show now. 'Cause I'm locked and loaded and I'm off to my show. Byrnecast. Hell yeah! Alright, welcome to the yeehaw! Alright, we got a Byrnecast. Number 7 is coming to you. Alright. Byrnecast. Welcome to the Byrnecast. Welcome to the Byrnecast. Hell yeah! Welcome to the Byrnecast.
Okay, welcome to Byrnecast 13. So that was one of my tracks to open up today. That's called Catchin. I'm just on my mobile actually at the moment. You can probably hear some birds in the background, maybe a few cars just heading towards the lake for a walk. Yeah, it's getting towards that time. I mean, we've got to go Aussie Sport to begin with, I think, because the AFL is starting soon, as is the NRL. The prelim finals. There's only 2 more semis to go. before the two grand finals in AFL and NRL. So tonight, I've tipped in the NRL the Panthers, and that's a cockatoo for people in the regions other than this region. Who else have I got? I've got Geelong. No, not Geelong. I've got either team to win by about 20 points. So about 20 points either side. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Tom Hawkins is going to kick a goal as well tonight. So, yeah. Cool. I'm going to continue this once I'm back in the studio.
Byrnecast studio. The game's over now. Geelong thrashed Brisbane by 40 points, so that was pretty unexpected. Tom Hawkins did kick a goal, so I was right about that, but wrong about Dangerfield. Dangerfield couldn't get in there and get one tonight. For people who are into Aussie Sport, so the AFL final is next week. That'll be interesting. Two great Victorian teams actually. Away in Brisbane, see, Victoria's in shutdown and nothing's going on there, so all sport has now officially been moved to New South Wales and Queensland, and all these big games seem to be played in Queensland. The last one was in Adelaide yesterday. There was one in Adelaide, but I'm guessing it's going to be at the Gabba next week, so that's like very extreme and unusual to have an AFL grand final not being played at the MCG. The MCG is almost the spiritual home of the AFL. It's the home of the Richmond Tigers, which would have been a huge advantage for Richmond. But at Gabba, I guess neutral ground for both teams doesn't really favour Richmond or Geelong, but that's going to be a great game, a cracker, as they say. Cool. So that little piece of music at the beginning. What do I want to say about that? I mean, I can't be demonetized for playing my own music. You get these funny little messages from YouTube. I guess if you put on like just a second of Van Halen or something, and Frank Zappa, Van Halen and Frank Zappa on the podcast yesterday to comment on things. I was commenting on the song Jump, so I played it in the background, and then you become demonetized. It kind of disincentivizes you from ever reviewing or commenting on anything, so I guess it's going to be something to keep in mind, that these certain record companies are going to be a little bit overzealous about copyright and expecting to make money out of any kind of video that plays little clips of it. So I thought that was a little bit silly with Van Halen. I didn't play much. You can go back and listen yesterday. But anyway, today, other than sport, which I pretty much that's as far as I want to talk about sport. I wanted to just mention that probably next week I'm going to have an interview, and it will be on video, so this might be the first Byrnecast video we'll see, other than ones I did a long time ago. But next week I might have a video interview with Mark Hall from Yukacha Records. He's the founder of Yukacha Records. It's based on the northern beaches of Sydney, and he just wants to tell us about what he's up to, what he's doing, the artists on his label, where he's interested in taking it. So I'm really excited to have that. I've known Mark for a number of years, and we've had many exciting and interesting discussions about music, the world, and everything. So Yukacha, I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese word. I'm not sure what it means. I'll find out when he comes on. And we'll have a chat about the artists on his, I don't know if you call it a stable. You wouldn't call it a stable. That's what you call artists, like painters and stuff, on an art gallery stable. But artists that he represents, I guess. So yeah, I'll just find out, hopefully find out about some new music. And yeah, it'd be nice to play some clips from those different artists. Hopefully, I'm not going to be hit with a little royalty notice from YouTube about it. But we'll see. That could be interesting for independent artists. I don't know if they get all... if it triggers with an independent artist, but we'll see. What else? So just in terms of technology, Tecky Wecky, whoa. Tech causes woes. Yeah, I just found out that my NVIDIA card, the NVIDIA card that I purchased, which was basically a NVIDIA Quadro 4200 card, which I know what you're thinking, like, what the hell are you buying that old card for? Well, I've got a certain kind of specialized setup happening, and I've got a kind of a modulated Mac Pro, an old cheese grater Mac Pro computer that I actually want to run my heritage programs on and my brand new programs on together on one machine. And I want to be able to switch between these operating systems just because I like making life hard for myself, basically. So yeah, this NVIDIA Quadro card is not the fastest card that you could get by any means to run in these machines. These machines could run a Sony Vega card. They can actually run quite fast cards. Not so much with an NVIDIA, because I believe that Apple and NVIDIA fell out at some point, maybe around 2016, 2017. I'm not sure on the dates of that, but as a result, NVIDIA has stopped producing drivers to allow cards to work on Mac computers. So Mac has sort of switched more in the direction of AMD cards. And so, yeah, it looks like this 2014 might be the best I can do that will work with Yosemite, which is 10.10, Mac OS 10.10, and Mac OS 10.14, I think it is, 10.14.6 with Mojave, because it is actually Metal 2 compatible. With a Mac Pro computer, you need a graphics card that is Metal 2 compatible. So that's it. I was looking at a GTX 980, which is quite a nice NVIDIA card, and that outperforms, I think, even an AMD RX, whatever you call it, 580. AMD RX 580, which is what is recommended by Apple. One of the recommended cards for these computers. It works quite nicely. It's very compatible. I think it outperforms that. However, that is not Metal 2 compatible. So, did I just say that? So the Quadro is Metal 2 compatible. The GTX 980 is not Metal 2 compatible, which really sucks, which is really annoying. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may get another Quadro card and just have a stacked card to see if I can get good performance out of that. And I really just have to test it with Premiere Pro. Now, Premiere Pro at the moment is... it just works better with a PC computer. You'd be better off getting a PC computer if you want to run Premiere Pro or the Adobe Creative Suite. Just because, say, within Premiere, you have the option of getting a GPU acceleration, which can, if you change a certain setting, can increase your export speed by 4 times. Now, you can't get that on the Mac computers, but you can get on the PC computers. So there's another reason to buy a PC over a Mac at the moment. So yeah, that's currently where I'm sitting with things. I'm waiting for my NVIDIA Quadro K4200 to be flashed on a PC. Now, that they never came as Mac editions. They are not Mac cards, but it should be compatible. It does fit into the Mac machine, and the 4000 is compatible. You can flash it on a PC and make it work on a Mac computer. So yeah, it's a little bit of an experiment. It's a little bit of an unknown, but I know the 4,000 will work. I know the 5,000 will work as well. So, I'll just see. I hope the forum posts are correct. I've also got a tech working on it who has got it working basically with a 1011, I think. 1011 and Mojave type of configuration happening. Yeah. So that's the situation with me and graphics cards. I mean, yeah, modulated Mac Pros are not that much fun. I guess they could be a lot more fun, but I'm just going to keep laboring on with that and let you know. And if there is anybody out there who actually does want to have old software, like 32-bit software running and brand new 64-bit software running on a computer, I mean, this might be a something that you can go to, or some, I could be a guy you could ask questions about that. So, yeah, that's Tecky Wecky for today. Anyway, let's see where it goes on Monday or next week. Hopefully I'll get my graphics card next week, and I'll have it fired up and let you know how that goes. Okay, in the world of forget about it, I want to talk about a forget about it film from yesteryear. So let me just pull this up. Okay, my forget about it film for the week is Terminator. I got really excited to watch this. This is a Terminator film that I missed seeing. It's not Terminator 3. It's not the other one with Christian Bale, both of which I liked. I liked them. I got something enjoyable out of it. I got some entertainment. I got freaked out a little bit by it. So, that was all good and fun. And then there's this other one. It's called Terminator Dark Age or something. And apparently James Cameron is involved in it, and he wasn't involved in the other ones, although I'm not sure on that. But I think this is because this is an alternate sequel to Terminator 2. So like it does not relate to the Terminator 3 one. It does not relate to the Christian Bale one. This is sort of on an alternate timeline with an alternate situation of little John Connor getting killed. Sorry to ruin the start of it for you. But yeah, I just James Cameron, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, not in a good way. This was an awful film, and so what was I going to say about the visual effects with it? So the visual effects, okay, the visual effects are good, and I can deal with they have a Latin American Terminator. I can kind of deal with that and deal with having a Terminator that can sort of separate from into two different Terminators, and I can kind of accept that. Maybe like a little bit further down the line in the future, the technology is even more advanced, or on this alternate timeline, it's a bit more sophisticated than what we've seen before, and I can deal with all that. I didn't mind that. But the kind of the action sequences were just so over the top, and so they were kind of like James Bond meets the Terminator, and I just didn't buy how the suspension of disbelief in the action of people falling out of a plane and all managing to survive, and Terminator falling out of a plane and hitting the ground and still being alive. I mean, I don't know. I just there was a suspension of disbelief in terms of how invincible the Terminator was. I thought it was just a little bit too invincible. Maybe it would have been good if he'd broken off at least an arm or something falling out of a plane. That's kind of what I don't know. It's just it was like a bad action, a goofy action kind of film, a B action film in that regard. And there are a number of other issues with it. I mean, Schwarzenegger appears in the film again, and he's a total. He sort of appears later in the film. He's not the star of it, but he's there, and he's an old Terminator. The Terminator has sort of aged, and he's a complete cuck. And he says that just proudly. He says, they all say, well, you've kind of adapted to this world and kind of become a bit human and found yourself a woman and stuff. And somebody says, well, okay, so she doesn't know you're a Terminator, then doesn't she notice that you weigh like 400 or 500 pounds? And he says, our relationship is not physical. She appreciated that I could change diapers efficiently and provide for her and her kid. So, oh my gosh, the great action hero Schwarzenegger, it's a takedown of the great action hero of the 80s. It's a takedown of a key figure, a key masculine figure out there, one of the pinup boys for masculinity in the 80s. It's a takedown of this image, and it's like celebrating cuckoldhood or something. He comes in and he helps to raise another man's child, and just takes care of them, and he changes diapers, and he's efficient at it, and it's just become like the impotent male helper robot that you sometimes see in TV shows. The total non-sexual type of being. So not only that, it's a total femme power type of movie where you have all of these supposedly super strong female leads. Like, there's too many female leads. There's like the helpless little Latino woman who finds her strength, and she kind of becomes badass in a way and becomes a tough heroic character. And then they have a female Terminator, and I just can't accept the female Terminator. They have like this kind of just this not very athletic looking woman. You could have got at least a really athletic. You could have got like a UFC fighter woman or something, so I could at least kind of buy the fact that she could get in there and kick ass and have fights with men and beat the shit out of the male Terminator robot. And so there's a woman who was supposed to be a badass woman from the future who's fused with a robot and sent back in time to protect this this young Latino woman who's needs to be saved for some reason. She has an importance in the future. Maybe she has a baby or something. It's the same story. It's the Linda Hamilton story again. And Linda Hamilton comes in and she's just like this kind of commando badass loner type of character. Again, a classic male type of loner commando iconic character. And she's taken over that role. So she's taking over the masculine role, and she's the boss, and it's just so absurd. She's like the same age as my mother or something. She just looks like an old woman. She looks like a feeble old woman, and I look at her and I don't think that she can handle a bazooka. I'm looking at her thinking, does she have a thyroid problem or something? I mean, I'm just not buying it. It's just, I can't suspend my disbelief that much. So and she and in one scene in the film, they're all there and they're having a discussion about something, and basically, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator says something, and Linda Hamilton says, "Well, he should just shut up. He should just shut up. Shut up, man. Shut up and let the women make the decisions. Yeah." Stop trying to rule me. Stop trying to control things. I'm in power here. You're just a useless, hopeless old man. And what do you? I mean, you're basically a weak-looking old hag, and yeah, it's just basically shut up, man. So yeah, this is a real feminist anti-man movie, anti-action hero type of thing, and I'm thinking, fuck. I have to go back and watch the first two Terminators to see if I can actually stand them now. Maybe they weren't very good films, you know. maybe they were just like the ugly side of feminism being, you know, projected onto the screen. But this was just so in your face. It was just in your face, nasty, dark, ugly feminist nonsense. So, yeah, like, I don't care how technically sophisticated some of the CGI is. It's just not going to do it for me. What a mess. What a nightmare. What an overblown piece of junk. And I believe it lost like $100 or $200 million or something. I mean, it did actually make money, but they spent such an enormous amount of money on it that they weren't able to recoup it. So it was just an overblown disaster. I mean, who would deal with this guy, James Cameron? I mean, what an irresponsible child with a camera. God. Ugh. Like a terrible baby boomer, like, fucking entitled to, oh, I'm going to make this giant piece of crap. And, like, we're all supposed to watch it. Like, just fuck off. Ugh. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully he never makes another movie. That would be good. He should just go retire somewhere, go to the retirement village, and fucking don't make another Terminator film, whatever the fuck you do. Shit. So, I'm here to tell you, if you listen to all of that rambling, do listen to me, because I actually did watch the thing, but don't waste your time watching it. Find something else to watch, and, you know, maybe that could be the new Stan series, Brave New World, which I've just watched the first 5 episodes of, which is based on the dystopian novel of the same name. I think I mentioned it yesterday, which I found out, a little interesting fact, was written in 4 months way back in 1931. It was by Aldous Huxley. He wrote it in 4 months, so he must have been very inspired. If he was around to know, who knows what progress he would have made in this period of Cronova. We're worried about Cronova, Donald Trump. We're worried about Cronova. And yeah, I read the book a long time ago, so I'm not sure where it's straying from the original text, but the themes are the same. The story depicts a world born out of a potential dystopia imagined by issues surrounding human lust for power and the rapid advancement of reproductive technology, computer and holographic technology, sleep learning, psychological manipulation, and classical conditioning. Interestingly, there's no virtual reality in it, and perhaps a more likely modification of this story would have been if it were written today, that one of the key protagonists, basically one of the protagonists, or two of them actually, go on a holiday together to like Savage World, where they look at basically what a free civilization looks like, but it's characterized as being like a total uncivilized mess. So, you know, perhaps if maybe if it was written today, there would be a virtual reality component to it, and it would be a little bit more like what Philip K. Dick imagined in his short story called We Can Remember It For You Wholesale, where the protagonist, Douglas Quayle, goes to a travel agency that provides memory implants of having traveled to Mars and other intergalactic locations. I remember actually that you could go to Venus if you want, and the guy was saying, why did you go to Venus? What do you want to go to Mars? What do you want to go to Mars for? Ugly Mars, kind of like a mining planet. Mars always seems to be a mining planet in films and stories. So, yeah, so I'm not sure how similar or different it is from the novel. It was too long ago that I read it, but we're still getting the scientific dictatorship challenged by the individual. Visually, it looks. I mean, it's very slick and freeze dried. I quite like the sets. I like the environmental design for London, the view of London. Sort of a freeze-dried, utopic, bland views of a futuristic London. So those are all the and it's cool, man. It's just like the story. It's okay so far. I'm kind of enjoying it, and because I can forget the book, I can kind of enjoy the story again. So where I'm concerned about where it's going after all that the positive spiel I just gave is that I'm just hoping it doesn't get it hasn't been infected with a feminist agenda, which is basically to take down the patriarchy, to take down the alpha males. They have alphas and betas within this utopic society, and the alphas behave in a certain way, and the beta females are expected to behave in a certain way as well, and they're sort of below them in status, I suppose. And there was a scene on a bus where an alpha and a beta female were sitting together, and a little young alpha, that they're all categorized as betas or alphas, I guess, according to their genetic codes. He comes up to the two people sitting on the bus and says to the woman, "Hey, woman, I'm an alpha and you're a beta, and I can't see the view out there. I want you to move, and you're a beta, and you have to do what I tell you to do." You know, being like a cheeky, bratty little kid. And she's about to move, and then the alpha who's with her says, No, don't move. Don't move for him. Don't move for him. And, of course, in this situation, you would think, no, the woman shouldn't move, and, you know, the guy should tell the bratty little alpha kid to just get lost. But I don't think that that's what it's really about. It's about saying, you know, that men are immature and nasty and rude and are not worthy of the power that they have, and that this beautiful beta female is superior to that alpha. So the female is superior to the male. That's what I really think it comes down to. And the manipulation is that in that situation, you would just tell the kid to piss off, and, you know, you'd basically put him in his place, which is what happened. But that's what the manipulation is, you know, to give you a situation you wouldn't disagree with, but underlying that, it's trying to impregnate the idea that that women should have power over men. And so this I didn't like, and I didn't really understood why it had to, because otherwise I don't understand why it has to actually be within this film. But I just started watching the next episode, episode 6, and the female character is sort of breaking out of the control grid, the mind control, and challenging an alpha male, who she just had sex with, by the way, that, you know, as to the way that he's thinking about it, and taking more of a power position and speaking to him more like an alpha and treating him like a beta. And he's saying, hey, I'm the alpha. You don't get to talk to me like that. And then, you know, she's sitting in his seat and taking a position of power and a position of authority over him, and challenging him in a way that you're not supposed to do if you're a beta. So this is really, it just seems to be, maybe this whole thing could turn into an attack on gender roles It could be about women getting one over men, women having power over men, feminism succeeding in creating so-called equality through women dominating men. I don't know if that's what this whole thing's going to turn into. This is what I'm concerned about, because I don't remember a feminist narrative within the original Brave New World, and I'm not trying to look at it with a feminist lens. This is just appearing before my eyes right now. So I'll just keep watching. I'll see if I'm off center with this, if I'm not correct, and but we'll see. I'll just keep watching. At the moment, I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm just not I'm not liking where it could go from here. So that's about that. Cool. I'm just going to leave it there. Have an incredible weekend. I hope you're having a great Saturday. The UK is behind over in the UK, and anywhere in the world where you happen to be, have a great weekend. And check you tomorrow. Ciao.